The cosine rule. At the triangle labelled A, B, C, opposite sides are A, little a is opposite angle A, little b is opposite angle B, and C is opposite angle C. The height of this triangle is H. Then we split the perpendicular height there of a split side B into length of X and length of B minus X. If we have a look at triangle AXB, using Pythagoras, we can see that x squared plus h squared is equal to c squared. Now if we look at the other triangle, BXC, use Pythagoras again, we can see another relationship that b minus x all squared plus h squared equals a squared. Call that an equation 2. If we rearrange the first equation to make it h squared equals c squared minus x squared, we can substitute that into the second equation, which then gives us b minus x all squared plus c squared minus x squared equals a squared. Expanding those brackets and simplifying will lead us to b squared plus c squared, take away 2bx equals a squared. It would be useful if we could replace x with values that we know from the triangle. Go back to triangle AXB, and we see that the x and c, x being the adjacent, c being the hypotenuse of that right angle triangle, we can see that cos A is equal to x divided by c. Rearranging that to x equals, we get x equals c cos A. And if we replace that in our formula, we get a squared is equal to b squared plus c squared minus 2bc cos A. And that is the cosine rule. Notice the angle A that's involved with cos is on one side of the equation, and the side opposite it, little a, is on the opposite side of the equal sign. So in our first example, we want to find the length x in this triangle, which is directly opposite a 61-degree angle. So we write down our formula. Always good to write it down because you'll remember it. A squared equals b squared plus c squared minus 2bc cos A. Then substitute in all the values from there. So because x is the side opposite the angle, that's what our A is going to be. And it doesn't matter which side is B, which side is C for those, as we're adding and multiplying. So x squared is 8 squared plus 11 squared minus 2 times 8 times 11 cos 61. Simplify that to give you 185 minus 176 cos 61. Then from that, type that into your calculator at this point to give you x squared, which is worth writing down all the figures on your calculator, and then square root and give your answer to 3 significant figures. So in this case, 9.98. Also, got to think, is it sensible? Well, 61-degree angle there. It could be the middle angle out of those. One was small, the other one could be bigger. And the x is the middle size length. Okay, your turn now. Try and find the value of x now. This is a good point to pause the video now. Okay, so when you've done that, you should, and you're working out, have your formula written down first. X is opposite 115, so it'll be x will be on the one side, and 6 squared plus 9 squared equal, take away 2 times 6 times 9 cos 115. Pop those in, put the revalue out there, 117 minus 108 cos 115. X squared is that, square root it, x is 12.8. And as it's opposite the largest angle, we should have it as the largest side. Okay, now we come to have a look at finding the angle. Now again, you can rearrange the formula first to get what cos A equals, or you can just use the same formula, because then all you've got to do is remember one formula and just how to rearrange it once numbers are involved. As 7 is the side opposite the angle we're looking for, that will be A. So we'll have 7 squared on the one side of the equation, and the other side will be 10 squared plus 12 squared minus 2 times 10 times 12 cos x. Simplifying, we've got 49 is equal to 244 minus 240 cos x. Rearrange that to get us what 240 cos x, 195. So cos x will be 195 over 240. And then inverse function sine arc cos of that answer, and we get 35.7 degrees. Now that is probably the smallest angle. It is opposite the smallest side. Is it sensible? I think it is. Okay, and your turn this time. As before, have a go at this. Look that the 11 is opposite the x, that will be A. So pause the video and have a go. Okay, so A squared equals B squared plus C squared minus 2BC cos A. 11 squares in place of A. This time, when we do it, we've got 121 is 85 minus 84 cos x. Well, what does 84 cos x equal? If you're taking away from 85 to give you 121, it must be a negative value, which is minus 36. So 84 cos x is minus 36. If we divide both sides by 84, we actually get minus 3/7. So we do the inverse cos of minus 3/7, and we get an obtuse answer. X is 115.4. Now that is the largest value. It's opposite the largest angle, side, and opposite the largest side of the largest angle. So again, your answer is sensible. You can be pretty confident that you are correct.